I, bow. Welcome back. It's your man, EddyEd, the Duke.
Hey folks, welcome back to the number one and only Holy Duo channel. It's your boy D for Dialogue, and we welcome you guys back today.
Welcome back.
We have some juicy stuff. Look, we got some crazy topics, man. One of them being our Christian men blue-pilled. And that's a big topic, and it keeps popping up in comment sections, so we're going to cover that. But before we get into that and we get into another heavy juicy topic, let us know your week, man. How's your week been? Holy demonic moments, man.
Holy demonic moments, HD, literally HD. Holy demonic.
Right. Oh shoot. What is happening?
HD moments. Hey, starting with the H, man. Definitely new opportunities, new things are happening. Hopefully, it'll be successful in locking down certain opportunities. What else? Man, I'm just excited. Like, I've been encouraged. A holy moment from the past week. Sorry, choking on this smell. This fragrance is pretty strong.
Aye.
But I went to family group, and family group is where we have.
Oh, the new Katy Perry perfume that you bought?
Nope. That is not what I bought.
Okay.
I don't have that, by the way, guys. He is making this up. So in family group, man, it was encouraging because at the end, we're talking about faith, and one of the brothers mentioned having faith. We shouldn't put an amount when it comes to having faith, because a lot of times we put, you have to have more faith, you have to have more of this, more of that, trust in God, right? But rather, he explained we need to have faith in every circumstance. So it's not about how much, because he brought up the faith as a mustard seed. Just having the faith there is enough to expand it, or is enough for whatever you're having faith in. And so you don't need as much, because God is faithful. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. It didn't say without 50% faith, without 100% faith. I mean, have 100% faith. Bad analogy. Or without like 120 knots of faith, or whatever the amount is. It just said without faith, it is impossible to please God. So I think the past week I was encouraged and refreshed in what it means to have faith and how to do it biblically. Because I think a lot of times we get into a work righteousness thing where we have to have this much of certain things to feel like we are adequate or we're pleasing God. But without faith, it's impossible to please God. So in every situation, as a reminder, have faith, because His grace is sufficient. So that was a holy moment. Demonic moment. Oh man, demonic moment is I've been slacking in the exercise department this past week, but I'm getting on it today. So that's it.
That's crazy, man. It's like when you're slacking, I'm picking up the pace. And when I'm picking up the pace, or when I'm slowing down, it's like you pick up, man. Look, my holy moment, man, I got some creatine this week. I took it the day of my workout. It was crazy interesting, so to say.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gaining my weight back after all that loss. My week, though, it was good, man. It was good. Hey. Brother, speak to me. It's Sunday, brother.
We're both gonna gain. Okay.
By the way, it's Sunday, so
it's Sunday.
We didn't record
Sunday.
this on Saturday. Yeah, that didn't work out for us. But to tie into your thing, your faith and fear thing, yeah, absolutely, bro. I agree. Our sermon today dealt with Gideon in the Bible and how fearful he was and how doubtful he was of himself, even though God had given him the strength to do it. So I think people do the works thing because they're afraid of something, but God provides us the faith. So it's not up to us to have faith in the situation, like necessarily, I need more faith. It's actually your prayer should be Thank you, Lord, for the faith you've given. How do I exercise this faith in this situation? Not necessarily I need more, because
Mm-hmm.
He has given us enough. We have enough.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Demonic moment, man. I'm gonna have to say my eating is slipping a little bit, but it's a conscious thing of what I'm doing, because what it's doing is it's helping me put on weight quickly. It's not fat, um, but it's giving me a lot of energy when I go in the gym to do the things that I do. Because when I go to the gym now, I spend like 2 hours there just taking it easy.
Whoa, what you doing? You sleeping? You taking naps?
Bro, I'm telling you, man, my workouts will take a long time, especially when you each rep, bro, the mind muscle connection, bro.
Hey man,
You ain't messing with that, man. You know what I
What-
mean?
what's up? What you doing, man?
Oh. So, yeah, I just take my time, take it easy, get each rep in very good. So it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing there, man. But my diet is slipping because I'm trying to put on weight quickly in terms of muscle. But to do that, I need energy. So
Mm-hmm.
all that extra fat, oh yeah, it feels good, man. When I'm in the gym, I have so much energy.
Mm.
But
Real,
yeah,
real
man.
quick, real quick. How's it? So, taking the creatine, did you notice
Yeah.
any difference so far, like at the beginning, or not really?
When I've only taken it once. I took about 4 grams of it last week, and I took it right before exercising because it recommends to do that. And I took the exercise slow, so I had consistent energy throughout the whole exercise. I don't use any protein shakes or
Mm-hmm.
things that
Mm-hmm.
are supposed to give you energy in exercise. I just take a thing of water with me, and I go whenever I feel like I don't have food being digested in my stomach. And then I worked out. It was great, man. I felt strong throughout the whole exercise. I was getting tired, but I felt strong in what I was doing. My legs were sore in parts that haven't been sore in so long. So,
Mm.
yes,
Hey,
sir. Hey,
yeah.
man. With that being said,
Let's go.
let's jump. Yeah, you guys see the title. You see what we're gonna talk about first. Let's jump into it, man. Hit me with it. So, over the past couple of months,
Okay.
we've been doing more commenting on other videos and stuff like that we find interesting. And I keep coming across Christian men are blue pill, Christian men are blue pill. And they'll give their whole explanation of how Christian men are blue pill. I have my opinion on it. What do
Okay.
you think? Do you think Christian men are blue pilled?
Man, that's an interesting one because I know Hafiz and Chris. Man, we gotta tag Hafiz and Chris in this joint because
Mm,
they had mentioned that there's a soft side to when it comes to the Christian men. You know,
mm,
um, dang, I forgot what they said, but not verbatim though. I think generally speaking, they're saying we're not um, like certain types of Christian men are more soft, right? They're
okay.
not the typical the typical leaders, or like the way they treat women is like all about the women or whatever,
Mm,
and
yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
balance there. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
overly, you know, it's feminized, I guess, in their eyes. And
Mm,
I can see that point. I can see that point right now. I'm a little bit out of fog with examples, but I think that's a true aspect. I think there's a side of Christian men um, that don't um, kind of value themselves as the man as much.
mm,
They
yeah.
kind of it might emphasize the lady. Like it's like an over servant type of thing, or over
Mm-hmm.
serving type of thing, where it's like they it's all about the lady. I don't know
Mm.
if I'm making sense here, but yeah, that's one perspective that I get immediately. But as I think about it more, I think that um yeah, I think that early on we're taught to I think we're taught to serve the lady in some aspects. I don't know. What do you think? I'm
Well,
running into a fog here.
yeah. So to play on to what you were saying, yeah, I do see a lot of I haven't before seen a masculine a masculine presence of a Christian man around his wife before. Um, and I think there's a reason to that in a way. Um, but I'll hit on that in a little bit. But why? Yeah, that's what I'll hit on. Um, but yeah, to hit on to what you said too, they don't value themselves as men much. I think that's a lost thing. That sense of masculine and feminine is coming from how Adam and Eve were in the garden. At least that's where my mindset is coming from. What was
Mm.
established in the Garden of Eden, how the dynamics of man and woman comes from there, because that's the original blueprint, not evolution. I don't believe in evolution, but
No, no, we don't believe in
ev-
that.
yeah, evolution or the biblical stance. We're here today and we're trying to figure it out. So,
Hmm.
um, are Christian men blue pilled? I think how they go about interacting with their women is in a blue pilled manner, but their concept of man actually a lot of them are actually the concept of man and woman in terms of their like kind of provider role, protector role, prophet, priest role. It's not valued as much nowadays because though it's not a sin, but a lot of Christian wives work outside of the home. It's not a sin even when they have kids. It's a choice in life, and I think that choice is a little bit more difficult. It makes things a little bit more difficult now. Not every man can earn enough to cover everyone in the family, so I understand that. But that's the thing. That's what money will do. It'll cause issues in the family. But
I got a
yeah,
quick
man,
I got a
yeah,
quick question. So
yeah.
besides the money part, right? Like the
hmm
leader aspect, how do you think a lot of us are, a lot of Christian men
I see
are
a
doing
lot
in
of
that?
pushback. I see a lot of
Yeah.
pushback from the ladies when men try to speak. As a matter of fact, I feel like the men don't really speak that much for because the lady might disagree and they haven't talked about it or something like that. Like you have to trust your man to make a decision without talking to you because you know that he understands you.
You know
You know what
what?
I mean? Like
I have seen a lot of pushback in a lot of different relationships when it comes to that.
yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing that I was thinking like they don't consider the fact that the responsibilities men take on when they get married, it's a lot. We have to take on a lot of responsibility, but we don't get any perks that come with those responsibilities, like maybe having the final say in situations where, Christian men do exercises. They'll say, we'll talk about it, but at the end of the day, I'm the messenger to our decision. No, you're the final decision, I believe. Like, if you guys talk about it and you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
agree with her,
yeah,
you have the decision to do that as the guy
yeah.
because
As a
your
leader.
responsibilities give you the right to make those type of decisions.
Uh huh.
Such
Because man,
as the woman,
oh no, sorry. Finish your point.
the woman's responsibilities is to nurture the baby. That's how she feels naturally. So that gives her the upper hand and that gives her the right to nurture the baby in the way that she finds fitting. Yeah, I mean, like your roles give you control over certain things so that you can have focus in those things and be relaxed in the things that the other person is taking care of. But it seems like today people just want to okay, just cuz you're the guy, that doesn't mean you can make this decision by yourself. I'm going to now join you. And then the guy's like, "Okay, I'm going to do this." And then like it starts to become an intertangled web of
Yeah, the
50-50.
communication is has to be better.
Yeah, it becomes an entangled web of 50-50, like he does and I do and this. No. It Christian mindset of marriage doesn't work at all. That's the hard part about the Christian marriages. Even if they're not doing their part, you still have to do your part.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hard part about it. So it makes things harder when you think about, the way that Christian men are seeming to do things today. It doesn't give young men a strong sense of what it means to be a man. I mean, in the Old Testament, man, these guys were getting prepped for war. It like before they enter their teenage years, and we're here like, I don't know. It's just soft nowadays. I don't see any. I don't.
Yeah.
It's just not
Yeah.
represented really.
I remember John Piper. He was saying one time. Um, he explained. Dang, what was it? I just forgot. Dang it. But I'm gonna say this one first. Maybe my other thought might come in. Well, he was talking about how difficult it is, you know, for how much responsibility we have as the leader. Damn, I wanted to say his other point, but it slipped my mind.
Dang it,
I
man.
knew I knew I should have. Dang, it was really good. It was
That's
something
why
that
you
you
shouldn't
said.
be eating those cupcakes.
It was something that you said earlier.
Oh, doggone it.
Something that you said earlier about what was it about? The leader, I think.
Mm.
Oh yes. I think I remember now. Please, stay. Hold on.
Come on.
It was like, oh yes, because okay, yeah, give me the power. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Hey, pause, man. Pause, bro. Chill, man.
So look, as the man, cause I heard it put like this, right? As the man, he was saying, if the decision that is being made between you guys and God, and you let her make the choice on whatever the situation is, it's really on you. It's really on the guy, because the guy, his role for the family is to be the head of the family, right? Is to be the leader, and so and then the man looks to God, right? So
Yeah.
so when anything goes wrong and you guys are out of line, God's not gonna look to the lady and be like, "Hey, what happened?" He's gonna look to the head, the leader of the family, which is the guy, and he's gonna come to you about it. So, making decisions, I think yes, we do come together to make decisions, but if there's an uncertainty about any decision, the man has to make the final decision, which may be outside of agreement with the wife, but it might be the best decision at the time, or it might not look like the best decision, but the decision has to be made. And so when it comes down to crunch time, the man has to make the decision for the family, because he's responsible.
Yeah.
Now you enjoying that a little too much?
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's the piece of wisdom that seeing marriage and how men and women interact with each other, you can only see that in the Bible. You can't see that in any other kind of theory or idea about the human people. You just can't. And when you look at it from this perspective, yeah, when God came to the garden, when after Adam and Eve had eaten the apple, he asked Adam, "What's going on, man?" He didn't go to Eve and say, "Hey, you got betrayed by this thing." No, he went to the guy first.
Exactly.
We take the brood of the thing whenever there's an issue, because of how we are, because of how we think. We take on responsibility. I mean, he was created first. And we're not saying he was created first or he was a man in this, so he is superior in whatever. No. He was created first, so the responsibility of naming the animals, doing a whole bunch of stuff that we probably can't even think of, he was doing that first. And you know what? People will be like, it doesn't matter if he was made first. They're both human beings.
Aha.
It doesn't matter.
Aha.
Yeah, we're both human beings. Well, when when a parent gives birth to a child, the first kid of the family, and then maybe 3 years later she gives birth to another child, you can tell that the child that was born first has a stronger sense of responsibility, where they either fall underneath that pressure or they usually come out and become more responsible people. It's there, it's a thing, and the guy was made first, so a bunch of responsibilities are innate in him that he had to do. And I believe because of that, the guy's mind and understanding of how to handle situations and the weight of pressure he feels when those situations are handled or not handled well, he can handle that better than the woman. So that was to your point.
There's
But
something that you said that I just want
yeah,
to
yeah,
make a point about as well. Adam had first responsibility.
yeah.
He I know we know that, but I didn't say that to myself. Like he had the responsibility first.
Hmm.
He was put there first and had responsibilities.
Hmm.
So like she came under that. She
Yep.
came under that responsibility.
Hmm.
So in a way, she was his responsibility as well.
Yep. She became his responsibility. Yep.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
that's why when whatever happened, he's like, Adam, I gave you this woman.
Exactly.
What's up? yo, yo, yo.
The level of wisdom, man. You won't get this anywhere
Oh
else.
man, that's
You won't get
crazy.
this anywhere else, man.
That's crazy, man.
And to answer my question where I posed that why do they act kind of soft around the women, coming
Mm.
full circle, it's because of the level of responsibility that's been put on us, and the ability for us to make big decisions, right? So say you're given all this power because you have a lot to take care of and do. But because you're given that power, you're like, oh, like I don't know if I should be exercising that power to its full capability. Hey, I understand you're a woman just like me, so we can make these decisions together. No, man. You have to fully engulf yourself in the frame of being a guy so that she can engulf herself in the frame of doing woman things, the things
Hmm.
that she really wants to do, because we don't get to do what we really want to do. We get to do the responsibility part so that she who were responsible, because think about it, when you're responsible for a kid, you don't want to have to start making them think about bills, paying bills, think about the stuff you deal with at work, like all your pay, enough money. Um, you don't want to put that on them. So when you bring a woman into your home being responsible, you have to now do these things to help take care of her. Yeah, I mean, I could go on for a while about this idea, this concept, but yeah, I think the way Christian men go about things nowadays is a little bit more blue pill. I wouldn't say blue pill, but they have a lot of blue pill tendencies in there. And just like you just said with John Piper, man, the responsibility part means that we have to be responsible for a lot of things
Yeah,
in terms of
and
decision making stuff. Yeah.
and I know that I don't know the stats on this, but there's two sides. There's people that are more softer when it comes to leadership roles and don't make assertive decisions, and we do have the portion that make assertive decisions and are confident in leading. You see what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
there. So whoever's listening, don't think we're saying that's not there. Oh no, that's there. But I think what we see more of and what's highlighted more is the ones that aren't assertive more in their leadership,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that kind of emphasizes, um, you know, other things instead of emphasizing, okay, you know, this is how God wants us to work this out as me being the leader, and that's not being a dictator. Once again,
Mhm.
but stepping up into that place and be like, hey, you know, taking responsibility and leadership and going forth and making efforts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
both
See,
sides.
we didn't even touch on the confidence part and being assertive part. We just kind of graced the top. So yeah, there's still a lot to break down. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, cause some, that's actually a good point because some people aren't confident. They aren't assertive, and so maybe early on in a marriage, maybe they struggle with being more confident. Hopefully, they're out of that stage where they're now confident and stuff like that.
See,
Yeah.
when you're not raised to know what confidence looks like, and then you start being confident when you're older, it feels like you're being like this, like over assertive jerk, controlling type dude. But I mean, learn confidence and learn when to not step over boundaries. You know what I mean? Because confidence can become arrogant and all of that stuff only if you're not humble in what you do. So you gotta. Anyway.
Yeah. So I mean, really stepping into that road, knowing that okay, you're doing things right, you know, because
Yeah.
just like you said, I think sometimes the man feel like he's doing things wrong and may not be as confident, making those decisions collaboratively, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and when we say make decisions, we're not saying you're doing it by yourself, but when it comes down to it, you know, the decision has to be made, and so um, majority of the time, I think the man has to uh, come out of that when I just lost my train of thought, but
Dang,
but
bro. It was like a slow
yeah,
stop.
it was coming down. But
Oh, Lord.
what I'm saying is that um, there's gonna be different types. I'm not talking about like, oh, what are you gonna eat tonight? Like that's not a serious life changing decision. What are you gonna eat tonight? Anybody could, hey, let's have Chinese or whatever. We're not talking about the NC Bency spiders. We're talking about, hey, what state are we moving to? Hey, where's your job gonna be located, or are you gonna be traveling for work? So on and so forth. Like we gotta make those tough decisions as the leader and, and,
Yeah.
and, and stuff like that. But the NC Benson
Yeah.
spider, like the eating, whatever small thing that don't really matter as much. We're not. That's not the emphasis of what we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, that's not where we really put our energy. And the last question I have is, how should she support him if he makes a bad decision? That's a big decision. You know what I mean? And that's the
Yeah.
trick. That's the tricky part for women because the first thing they want to do is tell us how and
Oh,
why the decision
you
we made
see,
wasn't good,
you
and
see,
then
yeah,
the outcome of it. Oh, can you see why you should have listened to me?
yeah. So the criticisms definitely is gonna come through if you get it wrong, and depending on the woman, man, some ladies will roast you burnt when it
Yeah.
comes to telling you why you're wrong, man.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, yeah.
Yep.
So certain types of personalities will definitely roast you to a crisp when it comes to
See,
telling you
and this
that
is
you're
this
wrong.
is this yeah, this exactly. This is the gem part like of the show that maybe you're not getting out there. The way you support a man if he makes a bad decision is to
Matters.
support it. Yeah, you don't beat him down. You say,
Don't beat them
"Hey,
down.
I know you. I know decisions you can make. I trust you. I believe in you. I believe in you to make the good decisions. And I support you in whatever you do." And you
Because
know
we
what that'll
already
do for the guy, huh? Go ahead. Go ahead.
because we already know that we made a bad decision. So we
We
don't need to
already
be.
know.
We already beating ourselves up already.
Fact of the matter is we were probably thinking about the fact that it was probably a wrong decision and beating ourselves up before the thing even came out. Like there's a lot of things that we have to handle as dukes. You know what I mean? We think of things in that way. So when the decision's made, it's not good, and then you come back and you give them the lumberjack thrash on the head in bed
Ah,
at
yeah.
nighttime. You're just beating him when he's already down. So you encourage him. A good reflection of that would be in a show called Startup. It's on Netflix. If you guys want to check it out, check it out. It's called Startup, and how the black guy's wife handles the situation when things are going on is pretty unique, and I think women can learn from that too. So yeah,
Hold on.
man.
I got something to say real quick. Like you be coming out with these shows that like cause it doesn't seem like you watch a lot of shows to me, and so when you name
Yeah.
all these shows, I'm like, how is he finding time to watch these shows, man? Like, bro, you've been telling me
Huh?
shows that I haven't heard of before or have heard of but never watched. I'm like, bro, when did you watch this? This is wild.
I usually watch shows when I'm doing repetitive stuff at work. So I'll put it on. If I'm doing stuff that doesn't take much brain power, I'll just throw on the show's background noise. I'll be paying attention. It's cool.
Background, bro. This dude watch TV and watch movies while he's driving, bro.
Hey, come on, man. You can't be doing that on air, man. What the heck, man?
Woo!
Yo.
Oh, I know.
Bro.
When I said it, I just realized that
Golly. Hey, you a rat, man.
the the cops might be after you after this
Oh,
episode.
my Lord. You know what?
Nah. I was just joking, guys. I'll just joke. I was just making emphasis on how much he watches. But nah, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that you watch all these shows and he's telling me about these new things that I have never heard about or never thought to watch because I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, it's just surprising whenever I say that. Yeah, man. Startup, my little sister actually told me about that, and I watched it. It was good, man. But yeah, that lady, you guys should take a couple notes from her. Whatever ladies are listening to us, take a couple notes and then understand the responsibility that the black dude carries when he does what he does. You have to be confident, even though it may be wrong. That's how you learn to be confident here, have a little bit humility here, and then you just come to the understanding that you should be confident. But you should also understand that something could be. It's a journey.
Yeah, and real
invite
quick,
people to start this journey. Yeah.
and real quick, Joy made me laugh on how hard she was talking.
Oh yeah.
The last time doing the show, she put a lot of energy into her explanation. But I was like, "Are we arguing?" Like,
I know, right?
it sounds like arguing. Like,
Yeah, man.
like,
No, yeah.
but she was just making a point, but she was just coming real tough with it. I'm like, dang, what is she?
She's got to work on her delivery, man. She's really passionate about what she does, and when you haven't experienced the world, in the sense that you get a reflection of how people treat you when you talk to them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult to really understand. You know what I mean? You won't get it if your family tells you because you've lived with them and stuff like that. But yeah.
She gonna scare a lot of blue pills away for sure. For sure, all the blue pills, she ain't gonna have none of the blue pills around. She only gonna have the red pills. 'Cause, I mean, shoot. But anyway, going back to the question or the topic, I think way that they can help us is not beat us down when we're wrong. We can have a discussion, of course, on how we can make better decisions, but don't beat us up while we're down.
On how you can make better decisions, she needs to teach you.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, be more specific. I know. What you meant.
Yeah. So we can, because some guys, they just want to make decisions just to make a decision and not really calculate the cost, right? Mm-hmm. And so what I mean by better decision is calculate the cost. Take more time analyzing what the situation is to make a decision. Don't just make a decision impulsively. That's what I mean by making better decisions. So let her know, hey, you know what? I wasn't considering this part or that part of making this decision. Like let her know what made you make the decision, so you guys could understand each other for the future. You know what I'm saying?
It's in her best interest to support you because he's the one who's going to be making the decisions in the future to come. So you want to make him feel the best he can be in the moment. You don't want to beat him down and then another decision comes. Oh, look, you might need me now because you're not as confident, and becomes a manipulation thing. But yeah, just continue to support the dude. And if he makes bad decision after bad decision after bad decision after receiving counsel from people around him, then he might not be the guy to be dating. But just put things into consideration. You need to be with a guy who needs to be able to make decisions confidently and not sulk about it if it goes bad, or he doesn't it was a good decision, right? Don't you think so? He doesn't do all that, because then that allows you as a woman to do the things that you need to do without worrying about such a thing.
Just in case the listeners are confused, so before you were talking about dating relationship or marriage relationship.
Well, in dating too, you need to see that part of the guy.
Okay,
So
okay.
in both, yeah.
Yeah, good, cause I know it might have sounded confusing to somebody you just said dating.
Uh,
They probably thought you was talking about. So earlier you were talking about marriage though. You talking about the marriage decisions.
yeah, yeah,
Cause
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Cause that's what I was talking about. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, cause
but
yeah,
also you just wanted to add the dating.
yes, that's one
Okay.
of the things girls should look for in guys when they're
Mhm.
dating, and
Mhm.
guys be aware of that. You got to be confident in the decisions you make. That means you got to be calculated, educated, understanding, all of that stuff. So you need to
Yeah, don't be
pick up a
scared to
lot of
be the
character.
leader. Don't be scared
Yeah,
to be
don't
the
be
leader,
scared.
man. And
Don't be
it can
scared.
happen in different ways to all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We can be scared to make certain decisions as well, but don't be scared.
Mhm.
Calm down, look at what's in front of you, and then
Mhm.
move forward. Um,
Yep.
any last thoughts on that?
Nah, I'm good. I'm all set out.
So shifting gears here, we're gonna be talking about something a little heavy, and this is more life life value discussion, right? So we
Okay.
all have certain visions for ourselves. Would you say you have a vision for your life? The dialogue.
Hmm. I do. I do. I do have a vision for my life. Indeed. Yes.
Okay, cool. And I do as well. But we know the Bible teaches as well. Like don't cast your pearls before swine, and
Hmm.
certain different things about really protecting what values we have
Hmm.
for our life, and so talking about that, we know that there are people that impact our life, right?
Right.
Mentors, family members, friends, certain people that we know and love and all that stuff like that. But there's also a downside to this too. There's a side where those that you love may try to stomp on your pearls.
Hmm.
That may try to block the sun
Hmm.
in your vision. Like your hopes for the future. There's friends and there's people that family members that may. There's a fly in here, freaking. That may try to knock them down in certain ways, either knowingly or unknowingly. Hopefully unknowingly, but there's some that do it knowingly because maybe they don't feel good about where they're at. And so they don't want to see you pass them in a certain way because then it's going to feel like everybody's going to look at them as being lower or lowly than you are. Maybe because you're the younger one or whatever, maybe. I don't know. But there's different combinations of why they would do what they would do. But pretty much, um, you know, talk about the importance of not letting friends or family members impose or block your visions for your life in the
Hmm.
future. Because this is the important one. Because this could, especially when it comes from family members, it could really damage you. You know,
Hmm.
emotionally. Because
Yeah.
you grew up with these people, and you believe that they have your best interest. So it's like, man, are they really saying something valuable here, or is this like really something that I shouldn't be listen to them for because it's it's
Hmm.
it's for this, and they should kind of stay over here. Like, how can we process?
How can you process that?
Yeah, and
Uh,
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't think that's a family thing. I think that's a people thing. Um,
Okay.
I have met a lot of people also that just don't agree with my mindset. That's okay. I think that's when you get to pick and choose whom you associate with all the way. and those whom you keep a constant check on what you tell them and what you receive from them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's interesting too. I think one of the reasons why it's good for men to leave the home when it's an appropriate age for them is so they can have the freedom of mind to make and practice decision making in life.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. You're not
Right.
lying.
And to take themselves away from influence of constant other people in their ear, because they are your family members, are people. You guys were just born together. They will have their difference in opinions,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So another social skill that guys would need to practice is learning how to navigate different opinions without stepping on feet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because out here, you're going to get a lot of rejection, right? So if someone's saying no, how do you navigate that? But anyway, yeah, guys move away for those reasons. I think those reasons are part of it.
Yeah, and to just touch on it before you continue, I think a lot of us are blinded by our own thoughts or by others' thoughts because there's so many coming at you. You
Hmm.
can't think clearly because
Yeah.
everybody got something to say about it. So it's like you can't gather your own thoughts about what you're trying to do because everybody thinks you have to do this because of what they see, their projection. So your projection becomes their projection, but the projection that you have for yourself is being swarmed because everybody has theirs and it's being thrown on you. So if you don't get level headed and clear, aka some separation, so you can think for yourself, it's really going to be hard to make future decisions.
And not to say that some of those suggestions may be good, wise counsel,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, you already have to be coming from a wise place. You have to be trying to think smart about the situation. So any 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 business building information is good for all businesses, but at specific times. So if you just started a business, we can't have Jeff Bezos come in and give you a rundown of everything he did to be successful in one day.
It's too much.
Yeah, you'll crash and burn the business. It'll be like he wasn't even there. So you have to take everything in stride as a man, and that's where the difficulty is. When should I be heeding this counsel? When should I be moving in this way? Who else moves like that in the world? Kings. Kings move like that. Kings are surrounded by councilmen, and they have to make a final decision based off of the wisdom that they're hearing, how they can plan for the future, how to make sure everything around them is safe. And that's a really good skill for men to practice. So if you're living with family still, it would be good for you to start practicing hearing everyone, but still being sound in what you want to do. Not because you're stubborn, not because I just want to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but because it's calculated. And I think
Yeah.
that's a good place to start as a young man.
Yeah. So hearing what everybody is offering, but having discernment on which ones
Yeah.
are of value positively and which ones may not be as valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just had another thing to go off of. But talk a little bit about let's kind of jump in this flyer, man. What the heck, bro? Leave me alone. Um. So, what about if you let's put ourselves in this situation. Now you are aware, right? You are aware from all the evidence that a certain person, maybe in the family or a friend, is trying to crush your hope for the future, your dreams for the future. How do you respond and navigate through that? What's what's some of the the what would you do in that situation if you knew of a friend or a family member is actively trying to crush you?
Well, first, I personally just put myself in the position of the person trying to crush them. And I'm thinking, what could this person say to me that would completely crush me? If someone was actively trying to crush my hopes and dreams, um, I mean, me as a Christian, God is bigger than you in whichever way. I would sit him down and say, hey, is there a problem between us? Like, is there something that I've done to you? Have I wronged you in whichever way? If they say no, then I have no, what that you and I have no issues, right? But if they say yes, then I have to handle those issues accordingly. But if they say no, I'm like, do you realize that if you are trying to hold me back from anything, you're only hurting yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Putting too much energy. Putting too much
you're
energy
putting
and
too
focusing.
much energy.
Yeah, focus is derailed.
It's way derailed. Why are you so focused on me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so now it depends. I think I need a specific kind of situation where they're trying to, mess me up in whatever way. Like, give me a hard, yeah, that H was hard. That a hard situation.
Yeah, that was almost an R. That was almost an aura. Give you a situation.
Yeah, give me a situation.
Okay, let's say you graduated, right? You graduate college and all that good
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
But you need to go to a different state for a job. But a certain family member is like, man, just find this job here. Stay within range. Don't go so far. So on and so forth. But you have a great opportunity to go do something for your life in a different state. But a certain family member or a friend is like, nah, stay here and don't leave.
Yeah. If what you want to go do in a different state isn't a sin, it's not sinful.
Uh-huh.
Wisdom, whatever you decide in the end, you have to be responsible for your decisions. If you stay there and you never went to that other state, are you going to regret it? If you're going to regret it, then you need to go and do it, because you are going to live with yourself if you're successful. Your uncle isn't going to come live with you. If you're not successful, he also isn't going to come live with you and help you deal with all the stuff that you have to battle with.
That's
so
the
at
thing.
the end of the day, yeah, wisdom is wisdom. Wisdom is wisdom, but you have to allow it to stay where it came from, because it is an opinion. And I believe when we act on wisdom, God helps us through stuff. Especially when what we're doing is we're making sure that we're doing something that isn't irrational, or even things like that. Sometimes, like, you have to just pray that the Lord will guide you in wisdom. And if it doesn't work out, hey, go back home, start over. Failure doesn't mean you're blessed or not blessed. Failure is just a process of becoming successful. I don't know why some people have made it like a spiritual thing. Yeah, I mean, even evil people in the world have become successful through failure. So if it's something of your dreams we're talking about here, just keep trying and trying. Eventually your dreams will come to pass. But you have to be careful not to let those dreams eat your sense of identity, who you are. For us, that's being a Christian at the end of the day.
And I think this thing with people trying to bring you down or crush your vision, I think it's a very serious thing, because especially when the person matters to you, like, man, why are they
opposing me?
Why are they doing this? Like, and I think certain people can abuse their leverage. You know what I'm saying? Because if they know that you value what they say, they might try to manipulate the situation. But you have to realize that so it doesn't happen. But I think it's very serious, because a lot of people have made decisions for other people about their own life. Like people, like, just thinking about going to school. A lot of people didn't want to go to school to begin with, but their parents were like, "Hey, go to school, blah blah. And this, oh yeah, this takes me to Jay and Trey from For Your Entertainment. They were saying like how they didn't want to go to school. They do YouTube now. They're well established on YouTube, and they have their own business and stuff off of doing YouTube and all that good stuff. They do comedy videos for those of you
Okay.
who don't know. And at first, when they first started, their dad was like, "Hey, go to school, blah blah blah, and get this, get that." But they didn't really want to do it. They didn't want to do that. But since their father had really pushed them to do school, they they did it because of him. But it came to a point in
Mm.
time where they were doing well for doing the YouTube, and their father kind of laxed up a little bit. He kind of fell back because he saw that what they were doing,
Mm.
they're taking it serious, and it was going somewhere. But I think the point is that sometimes we make decisions like that, or a lot of people make decisions like that, going to school when they don't really want to, and they're actually wasting time because they're not taking school seriously. And so you're
Mhm.
spending money, wasting time when you could have saved the money and focused the time on something that you really wanted to do or figured it
Yeah.
out, and not just going to school, rambling and all that good stuff. And of course, we're not saying don't go to school if you need to, but maybe it might not be the smartest thing to go immediately if you're not sure what you want to do, because then you might be wasting money and time. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, where was I going with it? Um, yeah, people make decisions because of other influences that other people have on them, rather than making it for themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why I think when somebody tries to talk you down, it's really dangerous because based on who the person is to you, it really could affect your your view on what you want to do for yourself.
Yeah.
And we're speaking in turn, in assumption that what you want to do for yourself is good. Obviously, if it's bad, then the person might be doing something right on your behalf. But we're assuming it's
Mhm.
good, something good you want to do for your life here, guys.
Yeah.
Um, and and so when it comes to that, you really gotta have that strong-willed mind and that um, mindset of, especially as a believer, as doing what God has for you to do, and you got to figure out your purpose in that way and use your gifts that He has given you, because a lot of us also have gifts that we don't use, and so you don't want to waste your gift. God gave you that gift for a reason, and so it ought to be exercised or sharpened in a certain way. So when it comes to those things, going for it, those visions that you have for those gifts, just go do it. And there's gonna be people along the way that's gonna be like, nah, you suck, or no, you can't do this, or no, they're never gonna let you in, or whatever. But you gotta keep going.
Yeah, and with good counsel from a parent's perspective, in this same way, you have to understand that you have to be able to block out some counsel at some point. Like even if everything you're receiving is good, and it's like if I do this, that'll be nice. If I do this, that'll be nice. What do you want to do then? What is the decision you want to make? Because you have to live with it at the end of the day. So in that same way, parents have to bring up kids, teaching, talking to them, demonstrating how to make proper decisions, how to calculate out your decisions. And then at some point, the parents have to let go of the kids to make some big decisions in their life, just to give them a sense and practice of knowing how to make decisions and knowing when to take counsel. Because at some point, when your kid is 22 years old and they're out in the world or whatever, all you can do is offer them good counsel. You know what I mean? So in the same way, think of you receiving that counsel. All they can offer you is good counsel. And now you have to make that decision based off of what you've been taught, what you know, what you understand. So, yeah, bad decisions will be made. But that's how you learn, man. Not every decision is good. The good ones only
Yeah.
feel good because there have been mistakes that have been made in the past.
Hmm.
Um, or you recognize mistakes. So, yeah. But, yeah, man. You got anything else to add?
Um. Yeah, I think I have one more question about this that we can touch on a little bit.
Yeah.
Um. Let me see. Alright, that's what you do. Um,
Do what you wanna do. Do what you wanna do.
do you think? Do you think? There's a difference between your purpose and your gifts that God has given you.
A
And if
difference.
yeah, and if there is, how can you distinguish
Well, your
them?
purpose should be based on your gifts. So, what was your question?
So, do you think your purpose is different from your gifts?
Your purpose could. Your purpose is different from your gifts because your gifts are what powers your purpose. If you're a great accountant, if your skills have to do with you're really good with numbers, you're really good with projection, seeing how things are going to turn out if things are going this way, and you remain a construction worker for your whole life, I mean, you're not really using your gifts for your purpose. But if you use your gifts and you find a job, an accounting job, and then you stay in it, you grow, you mature, your purpose will grow. You will become aware of your purpose. You become, maybe I should serve this community with this gift. Maybe I could help other people harness their gifts and grow in maturity in that gift. Like your purpose only uh, becomes more apparent as you sharpen your gifts. And people are naturally inclined to certain things. You have to explore to see, where that is. But yeah, that's kind of my quick answer to that one because I think that's a deep question.
Yeah, that's a good one too. And when it comes to, you know, serving, Christ and everything in the body, definitely everything is useful for the kingdom. And for
Mm.
example, I have a couple of church friends that are in a certain country. I'm not gonna say the country's name because it's like undercover type of thing because they could get into. But anyway,
Mm.
they are teachers and like freaking fly, bro. Come on, bro. They are teachers and certain things like that, but they're using their skills and their gifts uh, to live out their purpose and really
Yeah.
is to be useful for the kingdom, right? To give glory to
Hmm.
God. And so through doing that, they're able to live in purpose and that's really to glorify God in whatever they do. So are they different? I think is tied into each other.
Mm.
Definitely. I definitely think your gift is tied into your purpose. Most definitely. Um, but your purpose and how you use your gift could be in a different light of how you thought about it.
Yeah.
Cause I think so. A lot of times, let's say like how to sing, right? Let's say you have the gift of singing. We might think, oh yeah, it's time to do a concert or whatever. We think it might look like, oh, we're gonna be the next star doing a concert, and so on and so forth. But it might be going to a different country, singing in a shop, a bodega or whatever, or a pastry shop, and people are attracted to your singing and begin to ask you questions. All of a sudden, you're talking about God. I don't know. I'm just saying like it could be way different from what we envision using it for.
Yeah.
But in essence, it's really what the purpose for the gift is to glorify God, and so that's gonna be the main focus, when it comes down to it. But it
Yeah.
could be big, it could be small. We got to figure that out.
Hey, look, man. Um, I don't really have anything to add, but just a couple of things. Like everyone has a motive behind what they do. Everyone has a motive or reason behind their purpose in life. A lot of people's motives is for monetary reasons, money. But I mean,
Okay.
our motive, from what I understand, my motive is to bring people to understanding the things that we talk about that are happening in the world, but to bring them to know Christ, to bring them to understand certain things about the truths of the Bible that apply in the world that generally people don't talk about. I don't know. That's my motive behind it, is to give you the truths behind God, and then you make the decision whether or not, these principles that are good for everyone really make sense. But
pointing to the one that we serve, pretty much is hey, look at him. There's a lot to get and a lot to know about, and
it's like, look at this beautiful thing. Guess who's behind it? That's that kind of thing.
Yeah. So we hope these topics kind of at least spark some thought in your head, maybe that you've been thinking about, maybe sparingly and not really doing a deep dive. Hopefully this kind of expanded that, and maybe you got something from it, maybe you didn't. Let us know in the comments below, and all that good stuff. And drop any questions if you have for us in the emails.
Yeah, the Spotify audio platforms. Look, man, subscribe. All right, I'm hungry. It's 2 p.m.
But we're forgetting the last. I wasn't closing this out per se. I just closing the topics, but we got that last segment real quick.
All right.
Yeah, so
let's do this.
So we don't have a top 5 for this week, but we have a sort of a mind-boggling question here. Okay. And I don't know what to call this segment. Let's call it Riddle the Fiddle. I don't know. Riddle the Fiddle. Let's go. So the Riddle the Fiddle question is, which one came first? The orange? Which orange came first? The fruit or the color?
Both of them had to be created at the same time.
Are you sure?
Yeah. The fruit or the color?
Uh-huh.
That's in the DNA of the substance.
Nah. So what the question is? The orange is okay. So the orange fruit is obviously an orange fruit, but the color orange is the color orange. So which came first, the color orange or the fruit orange?
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Well, an orange has a different scientific name. So an orange is a name that we've generally given to it as the color orange, because it is an orange color. So the color came before the fruit.
So
as I understand, the fruit is a not 100% natural fruit. It was created and genetically modified by human beings. So if you're talking about that, what, man?
No. I'm just thinking, bro. It's so many fruits that I've heard have been genetically modified. I don't know what is the original fruits, bro? Because I'm telling you, every fruit I'm hearing is genetically modified, bro.
Yeah.
What the heck, bro?
Like apples never tasted sweet. Apples have never been sweet.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's not that the modification, right? I'm just saying, like, was there actually an apple, right? Or was there actually an orange, or did we create the apple or create the orange? Like, what the heck is a natural fruit? You know what I'm saying? Like, which ones are the natural fruits? Because it's like everything's genetically modified, but I know they created certain vegetables and stuff like that. So, like, which ones are the natural ones or created ones? That's what I'm confused about.
You can get a better depth into that by, if you search a certain fruit or vegetable, put in, is such item a hybrid plant or a hybrid fruit? Because hybrid fruits and hybrid plants are those that have been modified by human beings. But if you go to like a natural fruit or a natural plant, like a natural fruit would be something like a bell pepper. I believe bell peppers are natural.
And natural.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. Um, I what else is natural? Bananas, but the really small, tiny bananas. Those are natural.
Those are the natural ones. Okay. Okay. Because
Yeah,
I'm just saying I've been hearing a lot of different stuff, so it's beginning to
I know.
confuse me on which ones were the
Yeah.
original versus the modified ones. You know.
Mhm.
So.
Mhm. That's true. That's a good question for people to find out. These fruits that are out here that are natural, you can still eat them, but it's like if you want your body to process things in the best capacity, you might want to look into fully natural fruits. But if you eat these ones, it's fine too. It's just a matter of a health choice. But
Mhm.
anyway,
Yeah.
um, your question.
Mhm. So which came first, the orange fruit or the orange color?
Yeah, the orange color came first.
Orange color came first. All right.
Yeah.
It's no really right answer. I'm gonna give here. I'll just asking the question. It's just a thought provoking
Yes,
question.
there is a right answer. I'm right, man. What are you talking about,
No, guys,
bro?
he's
What do
actually
you
wrong, and he
mean?
lost the game, guys. So now you know that D is really slow. No, I'm just joking. Oh, hey man, thank you guys for tuning in, man. Subscribe on YouTube, Holy Duo on YouTube. Hit us on the email, holyduo2020 for any additional questions. Yeah. Rate us on the audio platforms. Share this content, man. We are gonna continue for you guys and do all that good stuff, man. Support the channel, man. We're trying to grow. We're trying to expand, and we just want to be useful to you guys and just provoke conversations and maybe get some answers, on these things.
Yeah, yeah. Get a discussion going, get people talking about it. Because at the end of the day, like we always say, we're just two guys having a conversation, just bringing different things that are going on in this world to your perspective and talking about it. Maybe seeing what you guys may have to say. But yeah, with that being said, man, that was a fun podcast. I enjoyed talking about that. It's dialogue
It's EddyEd, and we're only holy.
because he is. And remember, faith don't come expensive.
It's free.
Pieces.
Yeah.